Okay, Friday, 3rd of May, 2024. So, is culture a cult? So, a few years ago now, someone I know, when I told them about something, some song or some action, something, they said to me that, in my culture, we don't do this, or this is unusual song by my culture. Culture, my culture, his words. And that was unusual. That got me thinking, basically, to say your culture doesn't allow you to do X or Y or Z. So you would do something or would enjoy this thing, but because of this arbitrary thing, this by chance you happen to be born into it, this culture, you're not doing it. So you like, but something's holding you back. So it's a crutch. You're using it as a crutch to avoid or not do something or not fulfill something. So that was weird. Using culture as a reason to or not to do something, or using culture as to allow and determine what you believe or don't believe in. That's odd. Okay? Because in psychology also, as I've mentioned in a previous video a few weeks ago now, there's this thing called third culture kid. Third culture kid. Which means someone, say, born in, say, France, but the parents are Italian, but they're living in England. So 1, 2, 3, three cultures. Okay, and they have this interesting situation where they don't know which culture to identify with. Now, I don't know much details beyond that, nor do I know anyone who has that situation, but I've always thought that's a bit weird. Why are you, again, letting this arbitrary thing that you were born into, or not born into, or born to, or living in, dictate how you think, how you behave, how you act, how you prioritize, what your priorities are? You know, how people behave differently in, say, this country versus that country versus England, for example. Like, what difference does it make? Because the principle and the key thing I want to get across here is be an individual. You are your own person. You are your own priorities, values, objectives, standards, and beyond. Now, need to be careful with that. Careful not to board into nihilism and fatalism, where it doesn't matter, it's all pointless, it's all whatever else, it doesn't matter. Still have some sense of in-group bias, because if you don't, you risk becoming too nihilistic, too individualistic, only caring for yourself. And then some would say that's selfish. Some would say that's destructive almost. Some would even go as far to say it's short-term thinking, where you're only thinking about yourself and not thinking of other people. It's selfish, and it doesn't blend well with today's contemporary society. Not society in the sense of culture, but in the contemporary world that we happen to be living in, where being too individualistic is fine socially speaking, but not. We need people in order to survive. Supermarkets, food, business, clients, business, whatever else, advertising, you name it. You need people. But it's a question of how you think. You're an individual. So why would you let yourself, your thinking, your attitudes, priorities, values, standards, everything, be outsourced, be determined by a group, by a selective, this blob, this thing that's called culture? Whether you like it or not, or born into it or not, you're letting that decide how you behave, how you think, how you prioritize, how you value. Again, be individual. Define your own path in life. Define your own future, your own destiny, your own direction in life. No matter where you're born or who your parents are or where you live, you are your own person. Why would you want to blend in with culture and become one of it? You're not standing out from the crowd. You're not being unique enough. You're not standing out and being your own person, making a stand and say, this is who I am. This is what I believe in, not that. I want this, not that. I want to see this and do this, not that. Because it seems to be that if you let your desires be dictated by a culture, by a tribe even, some would say, some anthropologists would say a tribe, then you're too much into the in-group. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but you're losing your sense, you're losing your individuality. And we want to keep that in life. Be individual, be unique. Stand up for what you believe in, your priorities, your values. If you don't want this, but you want that instead, well, work towards it. Who else is going to stand up for your beliefs for you? Who else is going to do what you believe? Who else is going to fight the fight you want to fight for? Or fight the fight you want to fight? Or the cause you want to fight for? Now, I mean that sincerely. Who else? Who else? Who else is going to do these videos apart from me? And these videos only come about because I have the ability and the determination to record them. And whose idea were these videos? It was my idea. It was me. My ambition, my desire, my planning. It didn't come from the culture, to do this or to do videos. No. Same with the daily selfies. Same with the travel. It's me. Me. And that's important. And I say then, well, is culture a cult? Getting everyone to think and behave in the same way? Well, yes, no, maybe. And is that good? Is that bad? Well, I don't know. You comment below. You know what to do. But it gets me thinking. Be individualistic. Be individual. There's a nice quote from a TV show from 1967 by the prisoner, Patrick McGowan. I am not a number. I'm a free man. Damn right. Yeah. Is culture a cult? I don't know. Comment below. You know what to do. Yeah. But otherwise, you will see me tomorrow.